Congratulations on completing the course. Now that you are a skilled Facebook advertiser, it's time to start thinking about setting up your own Facebook ads business and working from home. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can do that. Firstly, by looking at Fiverr.com. Secondly, by looking at Upwork, a freelancing platform. And finally, how you would set up a digital marketing agency focused on Facebook ads, some of the things that you should think about, and really how you would manage that practically with tools like Business Manager. So let's start off with Fiverr.com. We'll spend a couple of minutes on this and the other options as well. Fiverr.com is a marketplace for digital services. And originally all of the services offered here started at $5. That's how it gets the name, Fiverr.com. But as you can see now, I've typed in Facebook ads, and you can see some of the services no longer start at $5, but they're starting at $20, $30, and even they can go up and up. So originally this platform was at the very low end of the market, small services, really bite-sized stuff, but now it's started to scale up and grow over the last number of years. In fact, I used to be a top-rated seller on Fiverr and really got my start online here. So let's have a look at some of the services that people are offering here in relation to Facebook ads and services that you could easily offer as well. So here's one. I will design awesome Facebook ads. So let's click into this to have a look. It's starting at $10 but can move up to $30 and even a $50 service. I'm just rounding up from the euros here. So what this guy does is he's designing Facebook ads. He's not even running Facebook ads, managing them, picking the audiences, that type of stuff, just designing the images for them. And that's something that you could easily do as well. Once you understand the 20% rule and you understand the dimensions that are needed to fit on both Facebook and Instagram, and you have a little bit of design skills, you could go ahead and do this. There's nothing really stopping you from doing this. And the interesting thing about this is he has over 847 reviews, which if we multiply that by the basic fee, $10, you can see that this guy has probably made over about 8.5 grand doing this. And he's based in Sri Lanka, and that's probably pretty decent money there. So that is just something interesting. And the point that I'm trying to make is you don't have to offer every single step of the Facebook ads process. You could pick out one element, become specialized in it, and offer it for a very reasonable price on Fiverr, but make a lot of money through the volume that you build up in terms of sales. So let's go back and have a look at some other examples. This is a different one where someone is actually setting up Facebook ads for a business, starting at a higher price point here of around $30. So the basic package, we can click in here. It's a 7 days. It's a targeted audience, one platform, one ad version. We can see the standard packet goes up to 2 platforms. So that is probably Facebook and Instagram, and 4 ad versions. So some testing done there. And let's see, even the premium package, $200. That's basically the month management, tracking pixel, targeted audiences, etc. So $200 per client to continue that management, $200 per month per client. That's not bad. If you can rack up 10 clients, you're making $2 grand a month. And you could probably push it way beyond that if you have your processes and workflow really fine-tuned. But this is a great way that I think you could get started offering Facebook ads services on the Fiverr platform. The key advantage of doing it here, rather than setting up your own business right from the start, is that Fiverr.com is a marketplace that's really drenched in hungry buyers. The only reason they're here is to buy services. It's not like Facebook where they're there to hang out with their friends. They're just here to buy, and that's what makes it so attractive. You don't have to do the marketing. The orders just flood in and you just get to work. So in terms of Fiverr in general, how do you really win on this platform? Well, some of the key things that you can do is add a video. Now, none of these services have a video here. Certainly, or here's one. If I was buying a service, if I could see the person's face, hear their voice, I'd probably trust them more, and it would be easier for me to put money down behind them. And that's something easy you can do. Most people don't do video. And when I worked on the platform, videos were said to have a 200% increase in sales if you use them. Another thing that is absolutely critical on Fiverr is the reviews. You can see the reviews are visible here, and it is a big factor that influences the ranking. So when I type in Facebook ads, normally the highest rated gigs will appear at the top, the highest rated services will appear at the top. So if you are launching a service here, you have to make sure that when you put it out there, you maybe get a friend or a couple of close business associates to buy your gig. You can start at a very low price like $5, so it's not a big cost to them. And then you can raise your prices once your reviews have built up, and you can really raise the prices then. But the key thing is getting the reviews initially. Now, as I mentioned, I worked on Fiverr before. I actually have a whole course on it. If you're interested in that, you can maybe check that out. But bottom line is, it's a great platform to get started on. Let's now look at some other options. You could start working on Upwork.com. And once again, I've just typed in Facebook ads to see who's really offering these services. So they're earning $35 per hour. So the key difference about this platform is really that people are working on an hourly rate. They're not defining the exact services that they offer. Now, personally, I think it's better to define the service because often the customer doesn't even understand what they need. But here in Upwork, it's a little bit more flexible and you really define your work by an hourly rate. So you can see $35 per hour in the Ukraine, that's probably pretty good. $50 per hour, $6,000 earned. $40 per hour, $8K earned. $100 per hour, $28K earned. $60 per hour, 48. So there's plenty of people making money and they're making good hourly wages. Now the key thing here again is the reviews. You can see 95% job success. The percentage of freelancers jobs that resulted in a great client experience. So once again, reviews are absolutely critical. And one thing you might need to do on Upwork more than you would on Fiverr is really be clear with the customer exactly what they want and to agree on that in real concrete terms before you start the job so that you can meet their expectations. Because it's not a defined service and it's coming from the client side, you really have to be clear on what you're offering so they're not disappointed. Now, the other thing that you can do on Upwork is start to browse for jobs so you can compete on jobs. And a big part of winning business is even to craft together a personalized pitch for the work. Most people will just blast out the normal, I'll do your job, and they have a template that they copy and paste. So if you want to win on Upwork, you've got to pitch and make it personalized, answer what people say in the pitches, and that'll help you win the work and get those better reviews. Now, the third option is to maybe set up your own digital marketing agency. And I wanted to show you this example, Surgical Studio. So what they do is they help plastic surgeons, cosmetic dentists, and dermatologists get new patients and grow their business from 6 to 7 figures. Now, if we move down a little bit, you can see that they're actually a little bit broader than just Facebook ads. And that may be something you need to do if you really want to go gung-ho on a particular niche like the Surgical Studio in terms of plastic surgeons. Now, this is a good example because number one, they've picked a niche, a group of people that have a lot of money. Plastic surgeons, cosmetic dentists, dermatologists, they make a huge amount of money in terms of the services they offer. Therefore, they have a huge amount of money in terms of spending on getting more clients. So if you want to go down this route, it's probably best that you try and focus in on people who have money, lawyers, accountants, dentists, things like that. People who have very small shops and don't even make a big profit themselves probably won't have a lot of money to give you. So that's the first thing. If you want to go down this route, try and focus in on a niche. Now, to get started, what you could do is just walk down the road and find a business that needs help getting set up and really just get started that way. Testimonials, once again, like Fiverr, like Upwork, that's the key thing. You need to get your first clients, and maybe you can even start working for free. So you could walk down into a dentist, you could say, look, I'll run a Facebook ad for you. I could even pay for it, $10, and let's just see the results and take it from there. And yes, you're paying to acquire a customer, but that customer, if he's paying you $1,000 a month, in the long run, well, then it's going to be worth it. So a little bit of investment, and you can do a lot after that. So those are 3 different options that you have. One is Fiverr Marketplace, the other is the Upwork Marketplace, and 3 is really to go it alone and maybe start in your local area, literally getting out and talking to businesses, signing them up. In all 3 cases, the hardest thing to do is get those first clients, and you should really contact people you know to buy your services or even hook you in and do work for free. Start low price, build up the reviews, and work from there. Now, finally, in terms of managing this stuff day to day, Business Manager is going to be the absolute key. Remember that if we come into business settings here and you want to work on behalf of a client, the key thing that you are going to have to do is come into Pages or Ad Accounts here and request access to their ad account. So if we come into Ad Accounts, we can add a new ad account and we can request access to their ad account so that we can really work on it. Now, the key advantage of doing this is that they will have their credit card on their ad account. So we're not paying for their ads, they're paying for their ads themselves, and then we have agreed a fee separately, which they will pay us maybe at the end of the month. And your fee could really depend on whatever you've agreed with them, that you will run 3 campaigns and set up this stuff just like you've seen here. You could even copy and paste what this guy's offering and offer or something similar. And there's plenty of agencies that you can look online to see exactly how they structure things. Or you could base it on results like I'll get you a certain amount of conversions, visitors per month, whatever way you want to structure it. So the opportunities are there. There's nothing stopping you. You have the skills. The platforms are wide open. It will take time to build up, but it's very easy to work from home and start a Facebook ads business.